Okay, let me start by saying I know I'm extremely late on reviewing this album because I really haven't had time to listen to it in full. I know I'm extremely late, so we will get into this album by Little Simz. Um, and I think this is a really good album, personally. But we'll get into this really after our sponsor. We'll definitely get into this, and it'll kind of be a weird thing to talk about. Okay, so let me just start off by saying the projects that Little Simz puts out. She's really a British artist, but she puts out music that's very transformative. It always has good energy coming from it, and it's just a good album overall. Like, I can't think of one little Simz song or EP, album, mixtape that I really don't like, but sometimes I might be an introvert is something you really don't expect. It's probably the best way to put this. But it also is it's like breath air, because it's not like an oversaturated beat. It's a real plain beat. There's an amazing chorus that goes throughout this whole album, and it doesn't really feel like, oh, this album is this long. You really get to experience something throughout the album, so you're not like, oh my god, yo, this is that type of. It's not really like that. But also, she does give very different perspectives on how you see things because you weren't there, or you get to see some women's points of view, you get to see introverts' points of view, you get to see people in a relationship points of view that just feel like they're giving it all and you're not doing anything, stuff like that. But when I get into these songs, it'll all make sense. However, I know I'm probably rambling that there's a lot of different perspectives in here, but there are. And also her being a British rapper, I think it's British Nigerian rapper, singer, and actress. This is a very different perspective type of person. She has a lot of perspectives on a lot of different things, which I do like. Anyway, getting into this album, it is called Sometimes I Might Be an Introvert. And her first lead single is Introvert. And honestly, that's kind of what that made me hype for this album, because it's so subtle, but it talks about stuff that's really happening in America for African Americans, but also for people that just, prefer to be to themselves. I did like that. The second single that came out months before the album, that's kind of my timeline, I'm doing it up to the album release, was Woman. And Woman, I think Woman just gave me more of a woman's point of view on a lot of things I probably didn't have a point of view on ahead of time. So, that's all good. Okay. And then, the single that first popped up when the song officially released is Two Worlds Apart. And Two Worlds Apart is, she starts off giving like a woman's point of view, where she says, where she talks about really being very confident and that money doesn't make me happy. And I think that's what she was saying. I think she was reading a stereotype, but she was like, hey, not all women are happy because they see money. And some women aren't happy, confident in their body, so she just said, hey, be confident in your body, and money don't really faze me. Like, I'm not really there for the money, right? Which I like, because it kind of toys with that stereotype that all women like money. That's not entirely true. Which is great. But I do believe that, and I think that there are some men that do believe, hey, women only want money, and I believe that if a woman's confidence is so down, so low, they can do whatever they want. That shouldn't really be true. But it's just stuff like that that goes through the song, and you're just like, hey, that that hits, and it's a different kind of, oh well, it's not like a normal song, or it's not a normal beat, or it's not something like, that's not normal. Okay. Then the next song, and then she also speaks on guys always giving to the wrong girl, like a girl that they know really loves them. They never really pay attention to, but the girl that doesn't and that uses them, they don't pay attention to. And trying to put her like in sheep clothing when you already know the stuff she already done. When you got a good girl sitting right there beside you that most people miss out on. Just cause she's this, But I think the lyric goes, easier to sleep around, but not loyal or ride or dies. Plus, covered in silver. I think silver meant sheep clothing. This next song is called I Love You, Time I Hate You. Okay, so much is said in this song, right? So much is said in this short amount of time in this song. And it just, like, there are inspirational caption quotes and everything in this song where she's like, some people you'll inspire, some they'll just hate you. And she talks about fathers in this thing where I don't know if she's talking about her own father, but I want to generalize this. I don't want to speak ill of her father, or where there are some fathers that when the child is born, they don't want to do much. So she says later, are you a sperm donor or a father? Because a father's, as a father, you make a promise to always protect your kids, no matter if you're with the mother or not. You always gonna be there down for your children. But if you're not acting that way, you're a sperm donor or a father. Which I think will hit home for a lot. Might hit home for some people, might not hit home for all. But that's a very deep song for a lot of people. And she just kind of really explains the definition of a father, which I think is great. Now, Gems is something different, right? Like, it makes you feel, I don't know what to strike, it makes you feel good. I don't know if it's the catchy lyrics to the song, when she says when the chorus says your heart says your heart is good, your heart is good, your heart is good, as the chorus and the hook. I don't know if that's the case. But at the end of it, you don't really feel like, hey, that's not very, like, you don't feel like, hey, we've been a few songs in, let me skip over it, because the beat is literally still good, right? You would think, oh, I'm halfway through an album, the beat is similar, but it's not the same. I'm not gonna get tired of this beat. And most albums you do. This album, I really didn't. I actually enjoyed this album. The next song is called Speed. And this is really about her speaking her mind. Like, she gonna live the way she wanna live it at her speed and do what she wants. And I think that's a good mindset for a lot of people to have. But you have to know your limits. The next song is called I See You, which I think has a very good impact on some people, right? I'm not gonna say all, I'm gonna say some. And some people are not gonna like the truth, and some people gonna hate the truth, and some people gonna like the truth. As I say, the chorus to the song where the choir goes, never wake up from this dream, to let go, and with you you'll never be alone. I like that from the choir, or whoever wrote the chorus, or whoever that is, because I am not sure right now who that is, but that's just a great song to me. However, there are lyrics in here that Lil Sim says could have been my love at first. This could be love at first sight. This could be love at first sight, and we're not in we're not a quitter. Meaning, no matter what argument we get into, or whatever we get into, we still gonna talk about it. We're not quitting right after all the time is good. And one time they go bad, we're not quitting. We're gonna talk it out. And she's saying this could be love at first sight, implying that you know, I think she implies that you can put your love anywhere you want to. Then they love at first sight. The choir, as I talked about earlier, this choir is amazing. Makes you feel it. Makes this really feel like an R&B album, which is great, but it has it as under hip hop and rap. Implying you'll never be alone, meaning, hey, when you're with me, you'll never really be alone. I'll always be there for you. Overall, I think this perfectly sets the mood for the next song. The next song is called Rapper That Comes to Tea, and it's about, I would say it's more like an interview where she says, really where she's just talking, and you hear this woman talking like, hey, we can expect you tomorrow, would you like a cup of tea? And it's just her just saying stuff back to back, and like a response and answer kind of interlude where they're just going back and forth, and it's not bad though. It really, like, I think you get to really, I see you, and this dialogue that comes after it, and the rapper that comes to tea, that dialogue, I do like this. And she just says, how much is your freedom worth? And she says, are you the type to ride or die? And I think that, to sum this up, I think this has like a very, hey, well, I'm an introvert, but I always talk to myself, and it brings it back to the title of the song, being the title of the album being something I'm an introvert. And then Rolling Stone. Rolling Stone is a song on the album, not the Rolling Stone event or the Rolling Stone website. She says, stay to myself, because she's never been always so pure, which I like. She says, let me handle business. I can't help it, man. It doesn't have one, or it doesn't want to help himself. And she says I have stories about females that I would never let get out. Which, all this is great, and she just talks about her piece, really. And I don't like, there's no reason to hate this song. This song's not terrible. It's not bad, but it does still set the mood of, hey, I'm an introvert sometimes. Like, I've probably done some things, but I'm still an introvert at heart, which I do like. Protect my energy. She starts off by saying, I'm singing on my own. Don't call me. I'm so heartless now, like a stone. And she says, I'd rather be alone than be stressed out in a relationship. I guess she said being stressed out and worried in a relationship, which I get, you know. She'd rather not worry about a lot of things than just be by herself, spend some alone time to herself. Which I think is good. And she just kind of says, you know, the next song under this is Never Make Promises. Never make promises you can't keep. Now with love chain. Never make promises I don't keep. Point and Kill. I can't say the last guy's name, so I'm going to put that in the description. But it's Point and Kill featuring this other rapper, R&B artist. Not sure. And this feature says, nobody, if I bought it, it's mine. You can't stop me. Point and kill. Point and kill. Point and kill. Point and kill. Little Sam comes in and says, my dad wanted me to be a lawyer, but I'm a doctor. I guess it was the line. I mean, like a wordsmith, like kind of doctor. I do what I want. What do you have to offer? I think that's an honest assumption, and they say that reality isn't fair. Which, in truth, if it's not as fair as it should be. Not everyone gets the same stuff and is able to do the same things. So I understand that point, and as always, I can go with what you want to be. Live the life you want to live, but don't let other people live your life for you. Fear no man. Okay. Now, it's not as bad. It just says, fear no man, leave me alone. I think what the chorus is really just saying is, hey, we cool and all, but don't waste my time if you're not really about me. Because I fear no man, just leave me alone. Let me do what I want to do. And she starts off by, and Lil Sim starts off by saying, no new friends welcomed in my section. And when my crown go get help. And if you want really knowledge of what I'm talking about, listen to my words. And she's saying, I can get what, and people saying, I can get whatever I want when I want it, even if I don't. But as she said in her other song, that she's a brat. I'm not sure if that's true, but it still adds on to that. Don't push me. And that's how that song ends. And now we get to this garden interlude, which I do enjoy. Because this chorus goes, ooh, ooh, ooh. This chorus goes, ooh, ooh, ooh. Which Lil Sim says, your decisions, they don't really affect you. They don't only really affect only you. They affect your kids, your family, your cousins, your daughters, your sons. They affect everybody. Like, open your emotions. People take your emotions as weakness, and that you want that. Not everybody was born to fit in. You know. I don't know if she's saying this from a society standpoint, where not everybody will be able to fit in. Where there's some people that are just they like being themselves so much. You're not gonna fit in with the people that don't want you to be yourself. And if they don't want you to be yourself, don't worry about them. You're not meant to fit in. The next song has that. How did you get there? Now, as I touch, this chorus kills. This choir kills. They go, how did she get there? How did you get? Okay, so they go, how did you get? How did you get? How did you get there? It's so great. And then they got that little ooh, ooh, ooh. It was great. And you held on and you took too long. That's how that choir says their part. Lil Sim goes in there and says, when I was younger, what am I gonna do? Now she's reading her old stuff, realizing that it was destiny. And I think that's just a lot of people want to do when they were younger, that they were just destined to do. But destiny works in mysterious ways. And I worry people with my mindset. She wants people with a mindset. Not a lot of people have people like the same mindset. So if you don't find people that have your same mindset, sometimes they keep you back. Which you know, is great. As she says, the students are teaching you. And she said some definitely won't get it when you say that mindset thing. Some people won't get it. Here we are. That's how she ends that. Very powerful. Misunderstood is the last song. Is the second to last. Is the last song on the album. And I can't really explain this, but to say that there are a lot of people that are stuck in that way because they grew up in that way. So they reach a certain age, and it's hard to really change somebody when they get that age. It says I never wanted fame. And she said that she'll be done soon. Loving you freely. And I think that's just the realest stuff you'll ever hear from an artist. And I think this is the closest we'll ever get to. I honestly think this could be album of the year over here in America. And it's just like Miss Me. Heartbroken. That's broken. That's like the broken trust. Strong will bounce back. Seen too many tears to let the anger get the best of me. When I think it's so, which is so true, is I think you get so many people that have seen so many tears that it becomes so heartless, and they've been through so much stuff that they're so heartless. So I understand what they're saying, and honestly, I like this album a lot. I'm gonna have to go a 9.5 out of 10 because this is just that good to me. Sometimes I might be an introvert. Little simz. End of the review, man.